this is we're hitting our lights a little early. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one, and we can have our hydration break to go with, because this will be the fun part. 10 o'clock is usually when we catch up with our friends from Apple TV and Major League Soccer and all the things, and we get to ask questions and find out what's going on in the brains and the minds of those who are far smarter than us when it comes to the sport and what is going on. And I had made this concern when we started the show this morning, that when this particular individual is home, and I mean like home, when we start and the particular segment shows up in this particular time on the clock, it's like breakfast time. And I get a little skeezy, it's like, hey, it's 8 o'clock in the morning normally. Can you come in? Can you come in at 8 o'clock in the morning? I was like, A, I don't even know if they're awake. B, this particular guest has joined us from Airport Concourses. I think that's the plural. Concorsa. And he has been hopping on planes, about ready to go through metal detectors. And he's joined us in all these different places. Now he's actually joining us from the East Coast. And we get to find out what's going on with our resident Hall of Famer, Marcelo Balboa. Yellow Cello, what is up?
What's up? My camera's not turning on. Why do I always have problems here?
All right. So are you on a laptop?
Yeah.
Okay. So there should be like a little flip bar.
I see it. It's not doing anything exciting.
Well, I mean, it's the flip bar. Yeah. Are you going to use the flip bar? You got to actually hit the bar. And
I did.
Then I don't know, Cello.
I don't know either. Me and computers. I'm going to try it on my phone.
Look, I will take the audio. I will take the audio.
All right.
We figure out the camera.
What's up, buddy?
Dude, it's been entirely too long. It's been fantastic to see what you've been doing up there with CBS. And so what has it been like for you to see what's been going on with this cup that the world is chasing after, sir?
Oh, it's been fun, man. We waited a long time, 32 plus years, to get this World Cup back. And I think it's lived up to the billing. We were excited for the first 2 weeks because our teams were winning. And, it's unfortunate the way they lost. But I think overall, when you look at this World Cup, this is the reason why we brought it back, is and now can see why we love this game so much. The drama. The only thing that's been bothering me is a little bit of the politics that's being thrown in. Besides that, there should be never politics in sports. You know that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So since you opened that door, do you want to go ahead and kick it in? About the
you asked.
I am a poli-sci major, so I guess I should be asking this kind of stuff. So what is it about the politics that's been bugging you?
Listen, I think that in life, the president should call the president country and discuss soccer or discuss sports or discuss rescinding a red card. I think that was absolutely ridiculous that he came on air and said he saw the foul. I know sports. Trust me, I know sports. Yeah. But then he rephrases and says, well, I didn't know what a red card was. Well, if you know sports, you know what a red card is, my friend. There's no way that he should be calling and getting involved in sports matters, in his opinion. And it's just, for me, it's too much. It's a beautiful game. Mm-hmm. And the worst thing you can do is have politicians get involved, unfortunately, and start talking to the FIFA and to start talking to the head officials to rescind. At the end of the day, it made us look awful. It made us look absolutely as a joke, a cloud over our head now of our sport, of President Trump calling FIFA and asking to rescind that card. You know what I mean? It's not something that it's in our sport.
Nope. So now we get into the USMNT and what we got to see with a full roster after decisions and such, and superseding articles, and these two articles, two A plus B equals C and all this kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
When you look at the MNT, and they were number 11 in the world, number 12 in the world,
somewhere between 11 and 15, depending on the day.
Right. So they lose in the round of 16. Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of hope that was attached to it, but you you landed where you are pretty much when it comes to world rankings. I know it's disappointing, but that's kind of where it is.
Yeah, I can't disagree. We are who we are. I think the problem was and I hate this sometimes because we've done something we've never done in the World Cup. We've won 3 games.
Yeah.
It's not a win and 2 ties. We won 3 games. That's historical for us.
Yeah.
Our expectations were so high. 32 million people watched the United States play. So everything was going in the right direction. Unfortunately, you know what? Everybody had a crap game. Absolute crap game against Belgium. They made a few changes. We never adjusted. It was really the first test that we were going to have. I think real big test of a team that's in the top 10. And they hit our weaknesses like we all thought we had.
Yeah.
Our goalkeeper's feet were not great, and it showed in that game. Tim Ream, we were all worried about Tim Ream at 38. It was going to happen. And I take it back. He's had a great World Cup. Yeah, we played teams we were supposed to beat. We dominated and controlled them. But when we played a real team that was going to challenge us, we made a few mistakes. And when you call out names, you've got to call out Serginho Dest, Tim Ream, Matt Freese. So it sucks. We didn't reach the goal we wanted, which was a quarterfinal.
Yeah. And when it comes to Mauricio Pochettino, technically he is sans contracted. Like it's overdone. If you were Grand Exalted Poobah of U.S. Soccer, which I know that you already are, but I'm asking you this now, would you re-sign him to a new deal?
You know what? I think I would sit back for about a month.
Mm-hmm.
I would process a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would talk to some key individuals, do my due diligence, and then I would make an informed decision.
Okay.
I think Pochettino's done a great job. But does Pochettino want to coach this team for the next 4 years, or does he want to coach, every day? I would not want to hire Pochettino if Pochettino was now for the next 3 years, people are coming at him. There's a chance he may leave. That would be a very tough one. So I would probably have done what we've asked a long time ago, and they finally did it. I would have hired Steve Cherundolo to do what he's doing now. So if Pochettino does leave, you have Steve Cherundolo drops in, coached at LAFC, coached in Germany. He's got some experience. If Pochettino decides to leave tomorrow, you can slide Steve Cherundolo right into the U.S. national team and have that player take over right now. So would I re-sign him? I think I'd have to really sit down and make sure that he 100% to this project that he started. Because listen, I never lost faith in him, but a lot of people lost faith in him, because of the results, the players, and this and that. And then all of a sudden the World Cup comes and we all love Pochettino because we won 3 games. And he gave us everything we wanted, his heart, a team that was united, a team that was going to fight and press and do everything. Listen, for 2.5 weeks, this country was on fire supporting this team all over the world. Listen, if they played in LA, we went to a watch party in Nashville. 6,000 people showed up at a huge jumbotron to watch the game. People are watching the game in Times Square. 10,000 people showed up at a watch party in Houston. So they did everything we wanted them to do. Now, because they lost to Belgium, now we start hearing, we suck. We hit our limit. We're not this. Pulisic is terrible. And, it's amazing how people out there just kind of those bandwagon, they kind of go one way and they sway the other way. And it sucks because our sport, we're trying to grow it. And I think we did a great job of growing it. It's just too bad we didn't finish the job with Belgium.
I'm trying to figure out the right way to start my question. How did we end up as fans in the extreme where either everything, and this is what we try to do here every morning. We always try to give context.
Yeah.
And we try to let folks, it's like, here's the evidence. Here's context and let's walk forward. It's not the old game at the amusement park where you shoot the duck with the BB gun and he goes the other way and then you shoot him again and he goes back the other way.
Yeah.
Everything is not 0 or 100. Understand that it's always going to be somewhere in the middle. When did this change to where it's always this? It's either great or sucks, and there is no middle.
Listen. We have so many wonderful fans out there that follow the U.S. national, that travel, the American Outlaws, you name it. Thousands of and millions of fans right now that love the United States love. But you'll always have those people who, and how do I? It's okay. You know what? I've kind of learned throughout the years to kind of get my voice. I kind of kept quiet when I played. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you just want people out there who are trying to make money off soccer. Guys that go out there, women that go out there and kill you after they look. I told you we don't have world-class players, and that's fine. Listen, that's everybody. Listen, this is what I love about our sport. It's subjective. Mm-hmm. My opinion is my opinion. I will never try to convince anybody of my opinion, but I have my opinion. But there are people out there who have their opinion, who will call you a moron, who will call you an idiot. You know nothing about soccer. And I sit there going, okay, I've got my coaching licenses. I've actually coached at the academy level. I've coached with the under 20s and the under 16 national team. So I'm sitting there going, I'm giving you my experience of what I think. And that's it. And people believe online. And I laughed the other day because I'm sitting here going, okay, because I watch CSI, right? You watch CSI?
Yeah, the original, yeah.
Okay, so by me watching it for 5 years, does that make me an expert in forensic files or forensic evidence? And does that make me a private investigator or a cop? No.
I mean, no. Gil Grissom knows what he's doing. I do not.
Exactly. But that's like me having an opinion, telling those guys they're always wrong, and going online and giving opinions that I have no clue in. I've just watched TV, and what I see on TV, I'm giving you advice. And a lot of people who have never kicked a ball, a lot of people who have never played the game of soccer, call me and all of the ex-players morons because we have the wrong opinion. So I think that's where we've got to change a little bit and be a little bit more positive towards our sport. Listen, we have more viewers in one World Cup final than NFL or any other final you put in the United States. We'll have 1.3 billion people watching the World Cup final. That's pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. Our sport is the number one sport all over the world it's played. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we've been fighting for 32 years. Think about it. Other countries have been playing for 100 years in their leagues, or 80 years, 90 years. We're at 32 years of soccer, and our fans expect more. You got to love it. That's how far soccer has grown in 32 years, and that's what I love about our sport. We're Americans, and we want to be the best in everything. And we're getting little by little, not fast enough for a lot of people, but we're getting there.
And I think it's the incrementalization to create a word that drives people crazy. It's like progress can take many forms. Yep. And I know that, look, we don't have the kind of car right now where if you're driving a stick and you start the engine, you can't go from first to third gear and you can't go from third to fifth. We don't have the driving skill or the car to do that yet. Yeah. And right now it's like, all right, find the gear, make sure that you can push the clutch in enough, and then when you get into traffic, then you can navigate everything. I mean, that's one of the things that we tried to talk about here on the network is rising tide lifts all boats.
Yep.
And if you grow the game together, regardless of where you are, instead of ishing on it and saying that everything is crap, then you come off. Everybody had a crap game. The game sucks. That's not the way to live, man.
No, listen, it's too easy to be negative in this world. It's always harder to be positive. You know what I mean? So when I look at this team, people give me a hard time. They call me an asshole. They call me everything. I've even had, when I remember when I did the World Cup 20 years, I was getting death threats because I was being overly positive. Oh yeah, you were dead. They were. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Whoa!
Oh yeah. And I think it's quite funny because, all we want to do is help grow our sport. Yeah, I played a long time ago, and they go, oh, you guys live in the past. No, we don't live in the past. We live in the now, and we want to see this team grow. And growth to me is MLS. Look at all the players MLS is bringing into play now. Look at the stadiums we have. Look at the training facility. I heard players the other day, Holland was talking about the training facilities and how wonderful it is here in the United States. So we're doing our job here in the United States. We're growing this sport. Listen, it's going to take time, and we just want to see a good foundation. We want to see it grow. And I think right now, when you look at the sport, yeah, you know what? We had a bad day. Great. We had a bad day. So that bad day, now we suck and we don't have the players to do anything. Well, I can tell you this, John, on any given day, on any given freaking day, this team could beat any. They do have the players. Now, can they do it consistently? We've proven that we haven't been able to do that. And that's fine. That's part of growth. But on any given day, we could beat anybody. And I think that's a good sign of where we were 32 years ago compared to now. So I love our fans. I love what we're doing. Now we just need to do it on a more consistent basis.
And this is why we love having you on, because one of our voices of reason, one of our oracles of reason, Marcelo Balboa.
I said that. You know what's funny? I said that to Eric Winaldo the other day. He called me to be on his Sirius show.
Yeah.
And I said to him, he's like, and Marcelo's joining us. And I said, yes, the voice of reason. And you are the voice of reason in this show. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Well, we like to have folks in line with us, you know.
There you go.
It's like, you know, we got a line at we're like Red Rover for soccer. Red Rover sends Cello right over, and he gets to hang out with us here.
Yes.
So then let me ask you this on a couple of different ideas.
Yeah, man.
When you see Lucas Harrington for the first time when the season kicks back in, what are you going to talk to him about?
What a great World Cup he had. We all miss penalty kicks. The fact that you're a center back and you stepped up to take a penalty kick is fantastic. That's not going to define your life. That's not going to define your career. That's not going to define who you are. It's just part of the game. I've missed penalty kicks. Messi's missed 4 out of 8. So I will tell him what a great World Cup. I will tell him, if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. I'm here to help, because I want to see you succeed. I want to see you have a career in Europe. I want to see you develop into the player you belong and the player you deserve to be. So that's what I would tell him, because you know what? 18 years old to step up and take a penalty kick in a knockout game, pressure, my friend. That's pressure. And he missed it. He hit the crossbar, and that's just reality. I mean, I've missed penalty kicks. Everybody misses penalty. I don't know anybody that hasn't missed a penalty kick that's played soccer that's taken one. You know what I mean? So the kid's a good kid, man. He's a good kid. He's got his head on straight, and he's got a bright future.
And the reason I ask is because of what you were talking about, because about you specifically, what you were being talked about on social media, and then Lucas misses, and he's getting ished upon.
Oh yeah,
as an eight, and this is the perspective I think that a lot of folks lose a lot of the time. Yeah. It's like he's an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy sometimes when you're sitting there. It's like, look, he's 18, he's on the world stage, and he's handling that moment. I mean, he's doing that. I mean, you get a guy like Jonathan Tah who steps up in the 6th, then Leon Goretzka doesn't. Goretzka, he's catching everything known to mankind from German fans. Jonathan Tah steps up, and he airmailed it, but he stepped up in the 6th, which is even more of a pressure situation. But I mean, you're telling an 18-year-old kid on social media that he's basically a worthless piece of you know what.
Yeah, like I said, I think that I hate when because you buy a ticket doesn't mean you have the right to abuse an athlete. You know what? Everybody here's what I've learned. I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what problems you're having. I don't know what issues you're having. And we all know that family issues, other issues in life affect you as an athlete. But I feel that sometimes because people pay, they've had a few drinks, that they feel they have the right to say whatever they want. You know what I mean? And I always say, well, how would you like it if I had a few beers and I went to your work and started screaming at you the way you scream at me in front of your colleagues and your coworkers, and I've got about 10 of my buddies sitting at your office, right in front of your office, screaming at you like you do to them. You know what I mean? So I don't think that we comprehend sometimes that athletes are human. Athletes have issues. Athletes have problems, but they think because you make millions of dollars, what problems do you have? You would be surprised of all the problems athletes have, especially with mental health.
Yeah,
with the pressure you put on yourself. So, but listen. Our sport wouldn't be, or any sport wouldn't be where it's at without the fans. So we appreciate them. but there's always a few that just take it a little too far.
Yeah. Another couple of minutes with our voice of reason, our oracle of reason. And I mentioned Lucas and Jonathan Ta as kind of a way to talk about Christian Pulisic a little bit.
Yeah.
And how many times have you, because I know that you have in your career, how many times have you suffered an in-game injury and tried to gut it out no matter how serious it was, and you couldn't do it?
You know what? I'm going to say this. I never judge anybody because everybody's pain tolerance is different.
Yeah.
Everybody has a pain tolerance that they can live to. And there's other players that can't handle that much pain, and obviously I can't talk about Christian because he's got a minor fracture. He's got a bone. I get it. But listen, the times I don't like to compare because people say, oh, you live in the past. I don't live in the past. The problem is in the past was that we didn't have enough players sometimes. So, yeah, you know what? I did take an injection for 6 weeks when I had a broken toe to put my foot in my shoe so I could play and I wouldn't feel my foot. You know what I mean? I played, it's supposed to be 12 weeks. I was kind of forced to play after a sports hernia injury. And if you watch the game, it was against the New York Red Bulls. There's a highlight where I can't really strike a ball with the inside of my foot. The only way I can hit it with my laces because I had sports hernia surgery. And it was about 8 weeks out. I score a goal against New York and Tim Howard. And I start running towards the bench. And I'm running at the bench to go scream just to get in my coach's face. Paul Bravo grabs me by the shirt. And another guy grabs me by the shirt and tackles me so I don't go to the bench. So players play through injury. Listen, if it's a broken nose, if it's something you can play with, a broken wrist, you play. When it comes to your legs, that's a different ballgame because an ankle, you know what I mean, a knee, a fracture of the bone, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different injuries. Do I fight somebody the other day said, I would have never have came out of that game. And I'm sitting there going, I've watched you play. I've seen you come out of games for less than that. You know what I mean? So I don't like when people do that. I don't like to judge or compare injuries. If he doesn't feel he can't run, if he doesn't feel that he can help this team, I'm not going to judge him on that. Maybe he thought, if I can't do it, I got to let the coach put somebody else on there that can. So why would I think that this guy's chickening out, Christian? Why would I feel that he's trying to pull himself out of a game? You know what I mean? That doesn't come across, that negativity doesn't come across my head. That's not the way my head goes. I judge myself. If I can run and I can sprint and it's not going to affect me, a little bit of pain isn't going to hurt me. Yeah. So I can play with a lot more pain than a lot of other people have not been able to play with because of the fact that I've tweaked my hamstring. I took an injection at halftime and I finished the game. So I've played with a broken wrist. You know what I mean? I've got staples put in my head so I wouldn't have to come out of the game, and they stapled me shut. So, and I know other players that have done the exact same thing. So like I said, each individual has to realize how far they can push their body and their pain tolerance. And that's the bottom line of injuries.
Yeah, and because that's why I wanted to ask basically what it's like for a professional athlete to try and navigate an injury in game and get to the point to where it's like, nah, man, I'm out here and I'm a minus. I'm no longer an E or a plus. I'm a minus, and I got to fix things.
John, let me make this very clear.
Yeah,
we all disappointed with Christian. Yes. Okay. Because we have such high expectations for this kid. We expected him to put this team on his back, and this was going to be his World Cup. Okay. So it wasn't his World Cup. So do we need to beat the kid up? You don't think he's beating himself up enough as it is? So I don't feel like I need to beat him up. Am I disappointed? Sure. Because I was hoping this was going to be his World Cup. Unfortunately, he hurt his calf. Then he got hurt in that game. But if you go back to the first 45 minutes of Paraguay before he got hurt, he's the one that created the plays for the goal. He's the one, you know what I mean? He dribbled by two guys. The own goal came. So we know the kid's got something. And I'll say this, I'll put it right out there. He's still the best American player we've ever had. And I put him in the category of Tab Ramos, and I put him in the category of Clint Dempsey. Because those, to me, they were in Europe. They were successful. They had a great career. You can't be the best player ever if you've only played in MLS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think there's we say la camisa te pesa. That means the jersey weighs on you sometimes. Christian, by far, what he's done in Europe on his club team, no other American has done. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. When he comes to the national team, he hasn't lived up to the billing yet. He hasn't. That's what we're waiting for, right? That's what we're all waiting for. You know what I mean? Landon didn't play in Europe, but Landon had a great career on the national team. And the same with other. I think we're waiting for that European Christian to show up in a U.S. national team jersey. And the good thing is the kid's still young. He still probably has 2 more World Cups in him. So let's hope he can find his mental strength and his will, and he that sure doesn't weigh that much on him.
Yep. All right. So how much longer are you up there at CBS?
I'm up here till the 14th. I leave the 15th. That is Wednesday. I leave Wednesday to Seattle to do the first game back for MLS. It's Seattle versus Portland. And it's that game that season in between the semifinals and the final. So if people, are going to miss soccer, so you might as well check out the MLS calendar and go see a game.
Absolutely. It has been cool to see you on this coast kicking ass. Not that you don't kick ass on any coast or any time zone you're in, but it's great to where Kirk knocks on your door and I'm not like waking you up and you're facing a bowl of Fruit Loops or something.
Buddy, when he told me to do your show, I mean, he called me and said, "Hey, do you have time?" I'm like, "Sure do, damn it, let's go."
Oh my God. That's why we love you very much. You are fantastic. And as one of our oracles of reason and an OG with us, it is great to catch up with you on the variety of topics. And when you get to earn us our explicit rating on a Friday, that's always a bonus.
There we go. I'm here to help, my friend. I'm here to help. So
just go kick ass, and we'll be knocking on your door soon enough, and you can come in and crash anytime you want. That's what we're
Buddy,
here.
As soon as I ever go to Atlanta, I'm crashing there. You know that.
Fantastic. Be safe, my friend. Go
All
get
right, brother. Have a great day.